Hello everyone, it's that time for Talk About Jesus Everyday Touched again. Today we're looking at Matthew chapter 21. I'll be skipping verses 1 to 11. We'll look at it some other time, but I want to look at verses 12 and 13 today. The Bible recorded that Jesus entered into the temple and cast out all those who were buying and selling in the temple. That he overturned their things. And his words said, "My house is meant to be a house of prayer and not a den for thieves." You know, it's kind of concerning that looking at it today, in the church setting today, I literally feel that same thing is happening. When we go for conventions, conferences, seminars, like all of those things, I find out that the food in this location is 100% more expensive than what it would have cost outside. And when you want to even buy materials that are edifying, for spiritual materials, for the reason you've come, you find out that these materials are more expensive in these conferences than it is sold in regular marketplaces or shops. Am I the only one feeling that way? That's the question I'm throwing out there. Or is there anything different with what's going on now and what happened in the time of Jesus Christ that he had to overturn what they were selling? I'm not really seeing the difference, but I think it's really concerning that that's one aspect that the church has not really looked into and not been able to control. I've seen some denominations, I go for conferences that are spiritually edifying to me, irrespective of my denomination. And I've seen denominations where sometimes they try to control where these things are sold, like a little bit away from where the program is going on. But the truth is that these places are even way busier than even the program that's going on in the church. There's the multitude there, and these things are exploitational. So what is the difference, and how is the church controlling this? Because I kind of feel like that's one aspect that the church has not really looked into, or the church needs to critically look into, considering the fact that this is one part, that the one thing that made Jesus to be so angry in the Bible that he literally had to physically overturn the goods of both buyers and sellers. I think the church should critically look into this so that it doesn't look like history is repeating itself and the church is turning their face away from what's going on. This, I believe, has to be contained. I'll end it there for today. The Bible says, or rather, elders will say, a word is enough for the wise. Let's look into these aspects. And for those of us who are, customers of these services, let's also be careful why we went for conventions. What is your reason for attending that seminar, that conference, that convention? It's important that we go and focus on what we've traveled or we've spent time, energy, money to go for, and not be distracted about the market that is going on in these surrounding areas, so that we don't lose the reason why we're supposed to be in the presence of God. The house of God is a place of prayers, not a den of thieves.